No human has left Earth's orbit since 1972. Think about that. Since Apollo 17, not one person has traveled beyond low Earth orbit. Entire generations were born and raised in that gap. And now, 4 astronauts are about to change that. As early as 2026, Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen will strap into a capsule the size of 2 minivans and fly around the moon. This is Artemis II. And what they're about to experience is far more intense, claustrophobic, and risky than most people realize. Let's walk through the mission step by step. Launch morning. Kennedy Space Center, Florida. The crew has been isolated for days. Strict sleep cycles. Controlled diet. Medical checks. No last-minute illness allowed. They suit up in the Orion crew survival system suits. These are not cinematic spacesuits. They're pressurized emergency systems. Functional. Bulky. Designed to keep you alive if the cabin depressurizes. They ride the elevator up Launch Complex 39B. Waiting for them is the Space Launch System, the most powerful rocket NASA has ever built. 322 feet tall. 5.75 million pounds fuel. 8.8 million pounds of thrust. More power than Saturn V. More than the Space Shuttle. They strap in. 4 people. 330 cubic feet of space. About the volume of 2 minivans. This is their home for 10 days. Countdown hits 0. The engines ignite. And the solid boosters light. 3 Gs slam into their chests. Their bodies feel 3 times heavier. Breathing takes effort. Vibration shakes through their bones for 2 solid minutes. Then, suddenly, silence. Main engine cut off. Their arms float. They are in orbit. Now comes the systems check. Life support. Propulsion. Navigation. Communications. Because once they commit to the moon, there is no space station to dock with. No rescue vehicle. This is deep space. Wiseman and Glover will manually fly Orion. This isn't autopilot. They will test handling, perform proximity operations, and prove humans can control this vehicle beyond Earth. Behind Orion is the European Service Module, built by Airbus for ESA. It provides power, water, oxygen, propulsion. Without it, Orion is just a shell. Then comes the most important burn. Trans-lunar injection. The rocket stage fires again. Orion accelerates. Earth's gravity begins to lose its grip. And just like that, they are leaving home. If something fails now, the only backup is a free return trajectory using the moon's gravity to swing them back. That's the same emergency path that saved Apollo 13. It is not comforting. It is the only plan. For 4 days, they coast toward the moon. Earth shrinks in the window. The cabin is reconfigured for living space. There is no bedroom. The toilet sits under the floor near the hatch. 5 cubic feet of privacy behind a curtain. Urine vents into space. Solid waste is sealed and stored. No showers. Just wipes. Food comes in pouches. Rehydrated shrimp. Mac and cheese. Tortillas. Most meals are lukewarm. You eat floating in a metal tube 100,000 miles from the nearest restaurant. Sleep happens in tethered bags attached to the wall. All 4 sleep at once. No doors. Constant fan noise from life support. 30 minutes of daily exercise on a flywheel device the size of a suitcase. Just enough to slow muscle loss. And outside the window, Earth gets smaller every hour. 4 days later, the moon fills the windows. They will pass roughly 4,700 miles beyond the far side. Farther from Earth than any humans in history. Over 230,000 miles away. At that distance, Earth can be covered by your thumb. The far side of the moon is heavily cratered, geologically different, rarely seen by human eyes. No one has viewed it in person since 1972. They will photograph it, study it, gather data for Artemis III. But they are also exposed. Beyond Earth's magnetic field, radiation becomes real. Galactic cosmic rays, solar particle events, If a major solar storm erupts, they shelter near the bathroom where extra shielding exists. Yes, the safest place during a radiation storm may be next to the toilet. This is deep space. Now we talk about the part that makes engineers nervous. Re-entry. During Artemis I, the uncrewed mission in 2022, Orion's heat shield cracked. Over 100 areas showed irregular material loss. 4 bolts partially melted through their barriers. The issue came from the skip re-entry profile. Orion dipped into the atmosphere, bounced out, then re-entered. Gases built up inside the heat shield material. Pressure cracked it. For Artemis II, NASA changed the plan. No skip. A steeper, direct re-entry. That reduces heat shield stress duration, but it increases G-forces on the crew. Higher deceleration. Harder ride. They are accepting more force on human bodies to reduce risk to the heat shield. That is the trade. Orion hits Earth's atmosphere at about 40,000 kilometers per hour. Mach 32. Air compresses so violently it turns into plasma around the capsule. Temperatures reach about 2,760 degrees Celsius. Communications blackout. For a few minutes they are completely alone. Inside, G-forces build. Their bodies feel crushed into their seats. Breathing is work. Outside, the heat shield ablates, burning away in controlled sacrifice. If it performs as designed, cabin temperatures remain safe. If not, there is no second chance. Then the drogue parachutes deploy. Then 3 massive main parachutes open over the Pacific. Splashdown is hard. The capsule bobs in the ocean while U.S. Navy recovery teams secure it. The hatch opens. 4 astronauts breathe open air for the first time in 10 days. Their legs feel weak. Balance is off. Gravity feels strange again. This mission is not a landing. It is a test. A test of systems, of materials, of trajectory decisions, of human endurance. It is a calculated risk, just like Apollo was. Exploration has never been safe. But if Artemis II succeeds, it reopens a door that has been closed since 1972. Not the door to the moon, the door to going back. And this time, staying. 4 people are about to climb into a capsule the size of a family car and trust their lives to engineering, physics, and a heat shield that once cracked. That's exploration. If you want more deep dives into the missions shaping our future in space, make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you in the next one. Did you know no human has left Earth's orbit since 1972? That's right. Since Apollo 17, generations have grown up without anyone venturing beyond low Earth orbit. But soon, 4 astronauts will change that story. In 2026, Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen will strap into a capsule the size of 2 minivans. They are embarking on Artemis II, a mission that promises to be intense, risky, and truly groundbreaking. Let's break down this mission step by step. Launch day begins at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The crew prepares in isolation for days. There are strict routines, medical checks, and no illness allowed. They suit up in Orion crew survival system suits, designed for their safety in emergencies. Next, they rise to Launch Complex 39B, where the Space Launch System awaits. This rocket is NASA's most powerful ever, standing 322 feet tall and producing over 8.8 million pounds of thrust. The crew straps in. They have just 330 cubic feet, roughly the space of 2 minivans. This capsule will be home for the next 10 days. When the countdown reaches 0, engines ignite and solid boosters roar to life. The astronauts experience 3 Gs of force. This means they feel 3 times heavier as they rocket into the sky. Then suddenly, the roar fades, giving way to silence. They're now in orbit. The next critical step is a systems check. Life support, navigation, and communications must be flawless. If anything goes wrong, they have no space station to retreat to. This is deep space. Reed and Victor will manually fly the Orion spacecraft. They'll perform complex tasks to demonstrate human control of the vehicle beyond Earth. Behind Orion, the European Service Module provides essential support, from oxygen to propulsion. Now it's time for the trans-lunar injection burn. The rocket stage fires again, hurling them toward the moon. Leaving Earth's grasp is a big deal. If anything fails now, they can only rely on a free return trajectory using the moon's gravity to swing back. It's the same route that saved Apollo 13, but it's not a comforting backup. For 4 days, they'll coast toward the moon. Living conditions are cramped. The toilet is under the floor, and privacy is minimal. Meals are pre-packaged, and sleep is tethered to the wall. Daily exercise on a small device helps prevent muscle loss, all while Earth grows smaller outside their window. Finally, they approach the moon, the first humans to do so since 1972. They'll fly 4,700 miles past the far side, over 230,000 miles from home, where Earth can be hidden by a thumb. The far side is geologically different, a fantastic opportunity for exploration. But here, they face new dangers, like radiation from cosmic rays and solar storms. If a storm erupts, they will take shelter near the toilet, the safest spot with protective shielding. Next comes the most nerve-wracking part: re-entry. During the uncrewed Artemis I mission, Orion's heat shield cracked. For Artemis II, NASA revised the plan. They will make a direct re-entry, increasing G-forces on the crew but protecting the heat shield. As Orion hits Earth's atmosphere, it will reach speeds of 40,000 kilometers per hour. Violent air compression turns it into plasma, and they will experience a communications blackout. Inside, G-forces crush them into their seats. Once the drogue parachutes deploy, 3 massive main parachutes will slow their descent. Splashdown is hard but manageable. U.S. Navy teams will secure the capsule. When the hatch opens, the astronauts will breathe fresh air after 10 days. Their legs will feel weak, and gravity will feel strange again.
This mission tests everything: systems, materials, and human limits. If Artemis II succeeds, it will reopen the door to lunar exploration that's been shut since 1972, not just for landing, but for returning and staying. The mission is a leap into exploration. To learn more about the missions shaping our future in space, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.